Okay, so if you hear my cats acting crazy, just know it's my cats. No, but for real, there's some things that are on my mind today. Like, no, like on my, like weighing heavy, heavy on my heart. Okay. And it needs to be exposed. Okay. So the first thing is the public school system. Okay. We I already have a daughter that's 17, okay, and then, what I mean, she's already up in high school. I have an 11-year-old, right? And if I could go back and homeschool them, I would in an instant. Because what I'm realizing is homeschooling is the way to go. Like right now in this world, actually, it's always been this way, but this information hasn't really been exposed too much to my kind of people. When I say my kind of people, I'm talking about like the poor, okay, or whatever, you know what I mean? Because right now it's not only, a battle between dark and light, but it's, good and evil, but it's also the rich and the poor, okay? And I do have the good news. At least God, at least no, God is, He's here with the good news. The poor have been made rich. You know what I mean? The deaf do hear, the blind can see, the dead has been raised. Okay, but check it out. He needs everybody to see this. Okay, that Lucifer is God in the public school system. Okay. And it's really, really disturbing me how what they're intentionally trying with the school system. They're trying to plant a seed, okay, in all of our children. Kindergarten, that's where they're aiming for the youngest possible, okay, to plant. They're fighting to plant this seed, okay. And it is so deep, you guys. It's unreal, but it's so very real. It, it has my heart, like, because I've noticed some things. Because I also, I have my third kid, and he's in kindergarten, but I homeschool now. And I'm so happy about it because I am realizing that there's a thing with the public school system and like council members, city council members of whatever town you live in or whatever. But this is nationwide, okay? And they're literally in a crime ring. Okay, and when I say that, I'm saying it like they're quote unquote the elite. Okay, here we go with this. They're actors. First of all, there's so many actors these days, guys. Wow. Anyways, but they're acting. And what they're doing. Okay, so they're this ring. Okay, it's literally it's an occult. They're devil worshippers. I'm so not kidding. And why I say that is because they all sold their soul for a cheap ass price, okay? On clearance looking ass. Buy one, get one free looking ass, okay? Because so your community that you live in, your town, okay, there's the rich are trying to get richer, okay, and then they're gonna make the poor poorer. But they're trying to cut out the middle class, okay, because they're using. We are modern day slaves, okay, and they plant this seed into our children of sin. Why being they do that is because each time you sin, they get money from it. Okay. They get money from it. So if you don't sin, they don't get no money. And they have been planning this for many, many, many years, okay? And then each generation, or like each, 5 years or whatever, 5, 6 years, they restart it, okay? Like they plant a whole new batch of kids with seeds, okay? Because okay, I'm not kidding about this whole, they're the prophets, okay? This is a real thing. They don't get money, and they all plan years and years ahead and they've been doing this for a long time, okay? And they watch us and see, and it's ultimate like mind control, okay? And they they watch us and see kind of like what our path, like they try to like direct us, each one of us, to where they want us to be. And they have us all thinking that it was our choice to be wherever we end up or whatever. No. No. That's why there's major oppression going on right now in this world, and there's like a whole shift because people are waking up to this bullshit. Okay. It's you know what I mean? It's just this battle between good and evil, and it's unreal that you would think like that your children's teacher would be some kind of a cult member. Mm-hmm. They most definitely, you can't put and what's happening is when you put your kid in the system, and when I say the system, I'm talking about school, okay? The system raises your child, okay? And then what that is they're taking your children's heart away from you, okay? Which is turning your child against you, is what it. Because do you think that they explain to you, parents, what they're doing in class all the time, what they're saying, what they're teaching subliminally and consciously and unconsciously? Do you think no, you don't have any aware unless you are one of them members, and then you are very aware. So what I'm getting at is, ladies, raise your children, okay? You raise your own children. Everybody needs to raise their own children, because the system is turning their hearts away from us, planting seeds inside of them to make them sin, and so they can have a profit a profit from that. And it gives them this weird power, like exciting feeling of that they want to take all the credit or whatever, for whatever happens. It's disgusting. Raise your own kids, okay? And you're probably gonna be like, oh well, how am I gonna go to work? How am I, you know what I mean? How am I gonna live? You know what I mean? I can't be home raised. Yes, you can. Yes, you can, because check it out. The mark of the beast. Okay, you know what that is, right? Like, I mean, I don't think most people know. So the mark of the beast is literally being one of these individuals. You have a job, but it's not your company. You just, you go to work, you do what you're told, you do your job, you go home, that's that. And you do it all again the next day. Okay, that's slavery. Do you understand this? So you're slaving away to the system, and the system is raising your children. Do you know what that leads to? Well, let's just take a look at the world right now. Okay. But that's literally what's going on. So the mark of the beast is when you work and you don't have faith in God that He is sufficient. It's you working for somebody else to get money. Okay, hold on. Oh, thunder. Okay, but that's literally what it is. You got me all fucked up. You slave away, okay, to get money, to be able to take care of yourself. And see, we're all brainwashed to think that that's what you're supposed to do. That's what a responsible person would do. That's what a, respectful person would do. That's what we're supposed to do. No, the fuck it's not. We have all been really successfully brainwashed. And, there's been an extreme mental warfare going on that most people are not even aware of. Because they think that that's what they're supposed to do. They do a pretty good job, the elite, with the mental warfare game, because they put this fear inside of everybody, right? This fear-stricken, weird seed planted in everybody's brain, like with COVID and stuff like that. Okay, and everybody's like all shooketh, and what it does is it does something deep inside your brain, to where you're almost like looking for a fucking Superman or whatever, right? Like you're like, you're all vulnerable. There we go. Captain Save-A-Ho looking at. No, but I'm serious. Okay, so it does. It plants this fear-based thing in your head with COVID and Diddy and whatever else. Okay. And when that happens, you're very easily controllable. You know what I mean? Some idiot, right when everybody's right, everybody's right kind of where, they wanted to have you. All shook, kind of waiting on alert, right? What's going to happen next? What's going to happen next? What are they going to tell us? Okay. And then they have, some jackass step forward. He might have a little bit of confidence in himself with what he's saying. But that's where the thing is, it's the mental warfare game, because people just eat it up. And they don't even question it. Why? Because they're, at that point, the mental warfare is just kicked in, and they're fear based, and so they're looking for, someone to help them, like if they can't help themselves. So whatever that person says, whomever it may be, people are just believing it and not even questioning it. So the school system is very much intertwined with the elites, which are, mostly devil worshippers, just saying. Because, there's no other way. When you dice it down, there's no other way to categorize that. Period. There's not. So, if God is sufficient for you, you need to open up your eyes, open up your ears, look and listen. Raise your own children, because the school system is doing it for you, and they're not on your side. They're trying to make the next generation of non-profits, is what they would say. They would say non-profits, but really they're all gaining profit off of your mistakes, you know what I mean? You not even knowing better, and you're just completely on autopilot or whatever, sinning, and they all get paid from it. Okay, like it's like a big sick fucking game to them. Like we're all their muse. Because I know it's everywhere. There's so many people. There's too many actors involved. Straight up, I could just call them AKA. It's, and that kind of leads me to they choose to be, and there's so many of them, disingenuous. and I wrote notes, so hold on, let me read it. I wrote kind of a lot. Okay, so disingenuous means to not be sincere by pretending that one knows less about something than they really do. Okay. And it's choosing, their sovereignty. They're choosing on their own to be dishonest, deceitful, two-faced, sneaky, shitty. Oh, I meant shifty. Lying. And it's funny because it's like, why are they so comfortable with not having any self-respect, honor, or dignity? You know what I mean? There's just some weirdo being hella fake every day, all day, and they're just so comfortable with it. I don't understand that. You know what I mean? But these are the people that we're choosing out here to be our leaders. The fuck out of here with that bullshit. And then they'll be the ones, and they don't have no foundation. If you don't have no moral compass or honor for yourself or dignity, self-respect, you know what I mean? How are you going to have any type of foundation to stand on at all? You don't. Once again, you'll be easily controllable. But anyways, but these people that are out here doing this, they're the ones that are out here also, talking the loudest about respect and, how people better respect me, you know what I mean? Talking about, yeah. They really got here the loudest, talking about, oh, they're going to respect me, blah, 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 blah. But what's just so funny is, like, so, bitch, don't be out here, trifling it up, hoeing around, going to all the bars, messing over your friends, just being out here looking just a mess. Being, gossipy, not taking care of your kids, sending your kids to somebody else to take care of them. But then, you have to give motherfuckers a reason to respect you. Because respect is something, earned over time. It's not something that's just fucking given like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no. Bitch, you need, and I'm not even saying just females, okay? Because there's dudes too, man. Dudes be out here, grimy, you know what I mean? Not taking care of their kids, hitting on their lady, not having a job, talking about motherfuckers who gonna respect me. No, the fuck they ain't. You ain't got nothing to respect about your ass. You ain't nothing respectable. Sorry. So, anyways, give motherfuckers a reason to respect you. You know what I mean? Because that's how respect is earned. You know what I mean? It takes time. You know what I mean? You gotta show motherfuckers. You gotta walk your talk your. You know what I mean? Show motherfuckers what's up. You know what I mean? Do what you say, mean what you say, and say what you mean. You know what I mean? Yeah. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Yeah. Okay, so, before you out here, talking about, just make sure, you think about it first. Like, do you have these qualities? Are you respectable? Is your moral compass working? Whatever. Woosah, right? And so, there's just so many things right now because the public school system thing has just really got me messed up because how are people not seeing this? That Americans, that they're all thinking that that's the right thing to do is to just work. Because material objects are vanity. It's, you should hold no value to any material object in life. Because honestly, your riches and your treasures are in heaven. And what God is trying to teach us too is that to gain inner peace, to know life and to understand it, and to just be fulfilled, right? It's not gonna be with money. It's not. And he will make sure of that, you know. But it won't. It won't, okay? So, what people need to understand is them working all day, slaving away, being a slave, they're missing out on what life is and what they're supposed to be doing and how to find inner peace and to how to be fulfilled, okay? Because we've all been just, subject to this, same kind of, misinformation, disingenuous people, and so that's what we think we're supposed to do, though, right? The honorable, respectable folks of the community, they're the ones that have had a job, and I'm not saying, and I'm not trying to disrespect or, talk down on nobody that has worked for, whatever. But what I'm just trying to say is if you are like 50 years old and up, you might not see tomorrow. You need to go ahead, quit your motherfucking job. Okay. I'm not even being funny. And go enjoy yourself. Go and enjoy that money. All those years or whatever of all this hard work. Go enjoy yourself. Okay? Because you need to. And honestly, because they're trying to, say, if you don't have the mark of the beast, that you're not going to be able to buy or sell or move around or pretty much do anything, you will be super oppressed. You might think that for a little while because money makes this world go round, right? Money talks. But once you realize that God will provide for you any and everything that you need, if you just trust him. And what he's saying is, don't sell your soul. Don't go and work for somebody else and get a paycheck from it and leave your family and take siege where you're motherfucking at right now. Take motherfucking seed. Root your damn, plant your feet right down where you're at. You don't gotta go nowhere. Bet that. If someone wants to, you don't gotta pay rent. Believe that. If they want to try to send a police officer or whatever, go ahead, Freesia. Because check it out. God's law is supreme. Man cannot do nothing to, or naysay, or go against, or anything like that to God's people. And we are all his people. Okay? So, when you accept God in your heart and say, I'm going to, listen, I'm going to make a change. I'm going to make, I'm going to really do this in the name of Christ. And don't think for a second, he will not be out here in these fields, in these spiritual streets for your ass showing up. He will show up and show out quick for you. His loyalty is everything. Okay. God is everything. And I am just a little nobody, right? But that's the whole point, is he shows out for me. It doesn't matter who you are. He will show out for you too. Okay? Just follow the 10 Commandments. Because he's the miracle bringer, first of all. And you know what I mean? He's he'll relieve you of your burdens. He will bring you miracles. He will do anything and everything. So stay home. Raise your own children. Do not go and slave away. If you lose it all, it was fucking meant to be. And there will be a way. And it'll be your divine way, though. That's the thing. It'll be your spiritually led path. Just trust it. That sounds risque, right? What sounds risky to me is taking the mark of the beast and just being all utterly afraid of, I don't know, because I don't fear anything but Jesus. So, I mean, but I used to, you know what I mean? I used to, work all day, every day, for years and years. And, I'm at a loss for words right now. Okay, so I'm going to have to edit that part. I went brain dead. So, yeah, I already talked about that. Oh, so take seeds where you're at. Start your own garden. Go buy some chickens. I'm not even kidding. And start your own little tribe, your own little community. Nobody can do anything, because if you go into a courtroom and you say that you follow God's law, any judge, if you know anything about the judicial system, the system at all, any judge could tell you that God's law is supreme. People say, oh, I can't just go into the courtroom and be like, oh, God told me this, and if it's something real serious. Oh, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Because he will show out for you. And they will not hold you. They will not hold you. And I doubt it would even get to that point, to be real. But even if it did, nothing will happen. You will be able to stay where the hell you're at. Okay? So, and if you got savings, bless. Figure out how to take that money and, grow yourself a beanstalk. Do your own thing. Don't take the mark of the beast, though. Love yourself. Love your family. Have dignity. Have self-respect. You know what I mean? Give people reasons to respect your punk ass. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Okay. Let me see. What else did I write? Yeah, don't be a simple ass and fall into the grips of this mental warfare, of this fear-based mental warfare. The immunizations, the putting your child that's 5 in school already. And they would, if they could, they would do it sooner. And they do with preschool and daycare, motherfuckers. I'm telling you, they're turning your children's hearts against you. And you're just blind and you're a slave. And because of that, you're not even aware of it. But that is the mark of the beast. Say no. And take a motherfucking, keep your, and love yourself, love your family, because you might not have tomorrow. And you might not have your soul if you don't act right. You know what I mean? it's sick because another thing too is like it just gets so deep with this crime ring of motherfuckers that are just they're minuscule, like it's a new start to this whole world. So these people will be overturned. You know what I mean? There will be light shined in the darkness. You know what I mean? Whatever you do in the dark will eventually come out in the light in this time. In this newer generation, our children, obviously, right, future leaders, but they're catching on. They're catching on. And they've been seeing, firsthand, like, okay, so this school, right? The school, doctors, counselors, judges, council members, they're sick. Okay, because and then they also want right now want to claim the rite of passage or whatever under the covenant of whatever religious reasons, right? Like another thing going on right now is that's not talked about, right? And people think it sounds so third world or something, and something like that's not happening right here to our neighbors, to your own family, to God forbid you. Okay, you know, they're just claiming stuff like like the covenant of Abraham. So they use that as a reason to go and what is that? Female genital mutilation. Female genital mutilation. Okay. It's not right. And it's disgusting. And they're doing it because what? You know what I mean? They want to claim it because of this and that and the other. It's not. And these poor children, people, they don't have any awareness, or they they've been so perfectly hindered and sheltered into this place where they were purposely put. Okay, so they're terrified, and they don't have any idea what's going on, that it's their own community genitally mutilating your genitals. Yeah, so that would make sense. Just if you follow any type of like politics right now or news, you know what I mean, and you hear about like the pager situation, like that just happened, where like all like pagers, which pretty much just like doctors and terrorists occult groups, only they use we're not like in the 90s anymore, so only a certain type of person uses a pager. Okay, so let's connect the dots here. Okay. And it just goes to so much more with this crime ring, because there's so many actors involved, because they all work together to completely oppress a certain group, completely oppress them. They leave these people thinking that they have options, that it's just them, that they're just not, it's just maybe their luck or timing, I don't know what the fuck, but no, you are being extremely oppressed, and on top of that, persecuted. Okay, wake up. The Jewish people are a main target of this mutilation, persecution, sacrificing. And the thing is on that is I'd say 90% of Jewish people in America are unaware that they're Jewish. Okay, unaware. Especially if you're younger than me. I'm 34. If you are younger than me, you aren't going to have any awareness. Your family has not told you. You have went, oh, I did 23 and me. Come on now. Come on now. It's like, that's so simple, Sally. But no, you don't have any awareness of it because it's a little, frowned upon in the community to use, that as an excuse to persecute and sacrifice people because they're Jewish. That's a little politically incorrect. So that you're not gonna know that you're Jewish. But the thing is God has made it a reason, a point to right now have a huge crowd of Jewish people that are young, okay? Because they're going to change the world. And if you don't think that he's here for his Jewish community, then you're under a rock, sweetie. You know what I mean? And that's straight up because God won't leave our side. Okay? He won't. And so, Jewish people. Yeah. You'll feel it in your heart, though. You will feel it in your heart. Even though everybody around you will swear up and down, they're all actors. Okay? If you feel it in your heart, and the younger generation, they intuitive like a motherfucker. They're waking up. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with. I'm so blessed. I'm so happy for that because my generation, blind and deaf and stubborn. I mean, they're a huge, like my generation and the one before me. They're the ones leading right now. This occultic, fucked up reality that they're trying to oppress on everybody else. Okay. So I need y'all to wake the fuck up. Don't fall for it, man. I'm trying to tell you right now, like, if you believe in God and you know what I mean, He's sufficient for you, then you will know and do with everything that you do and everything that you say, every move you make is gonna be because either God told you to or to get closer is gonna be God involved. And you know that there's no God involved in the school system at all. That's a big problem. I mean, I'm not saying, hey, whatever, but that's. Anyways. Okay, let's see. Yep, they're planting seeds in our kids, okay? And they're gonna watch that motherfucker grow right into sin. And, because, like I said, they get money off it, so. Plant your own seeds, plant your own garden, get chickens. Don't let nobody tell you you can't. Don't be scared. Don't fear nothing but God. And that is the truth. Motherfuckers be out here all hella spooked out about creatures and fucking chupacabra. I don't know, right? But listen, a demon will run and flee just by hearing Jesus Christ's name. Okay? So don't be scared of no little demon, devil, or whatever. Get the hell behind me, devil. Because Jesus Christ is the one you should really fear. Because even, like I said, even the devil fears because he knows what's up. He probably got a watch on too, you know what I mean? He knows what time it is. Okay. So don't be scared, man. Don't. Be scared of God. Straight up. You know what I mean? Aim to please. Aim to do right. Do good. And most importantly, our children. They need to know what's important in life and how to be happy and loved. And that's by you keeping your ass home, involving your children in everything that you do, you know, and also try to do one less thing of, you know, things that, you know, you personally, like your flesh, like, you know, your fleshy, like, likes or whatever, you know, like, I used to, you know, I mean, I used to have a lot of things that I enjoyed, right? That were, you know, it was like self-enjoyment or whatever, you know, like, whatever that was, watching the Bad Girls Club, I don't know. Okay, but, you know, it could be many, many things, whatever, just, you know, the things that, like, your flesh wants or whatever. Try to be aware of that. Because you shouldn't constantly be aiming for things that are like what the flesh wants. Because that's not having a grasp on your own soul. You need to be digging a little deeper and, you know, seeking what your soul wants. Which is God. Which is spiritualism. Which is the truth, which is inner peace. Love. Love is most important also, because love is the highest frequency, vibrational frequency that a man can possibly achieve, is love. Okay. The highest frequency we can choose is love. Because God is love. And the opposite of love is what? Hate, lust, jealousy, all that. That's the devil. That's a low vibration. You don't want to fuck with that. You know, that could be a multitude of things. But in this day, it's actually, you know, a majority of what our temptations are is like, you know, lust and adultery, idolizing. Those are big. You know, the temptation of this generation. We got a bunch of whores. I'm just playing. But for real, save yourself for marriage. Save yourself for marriage. That is like so important. Because it will lead you down this. It feels so great and bright because you are in love. I'm not saying you're not in love. But once you have a man inside of you, it's then becomes joining of the spirit in the flesh, which is a huge sin if you're not married. Because then all of a sudden, ooh, that seed gets planted, and a lot of bad things usually happen. You know. So save yourself for marriage. Because God will most assuredly give you, if you do, He will give you that perfect person. That like girls want to say, like my age or whatever, like the perfect man does not exist, you know, or you know what I mean, like it just like there's nobody for me, like no, there is, and God has promised to give you your perfect one. He will give you your perfect one. Just don't awaken love until it is at your door, you know what I mean? Don't be like, oh my God, I'm such a hopeless romantic. I'm gonna got a new boyfriend every freaking 6 months and I just don't want to be alone. No. That's a bad road. And you will never find the one. You'll just keep making the same mistake. Anyways, that's a whole other subject. So, don't fall for the trap of the system, raising your kids, you being a slave, you getting the mark of the beast. Just trust in God. Raise your kids, be a part of your community, go home to your own nation, go home to your own neighborhood. You know what I mean? Love one another before it's too late. And you did all that whole life of working and stressing and paying bills for what? You won't be happy. You will not be content. You will not have inner peace. You know what I mean? So we need to make sure that these wicked motherfuckers in this crime ring get shaken. These actors get shaken the fuck out the earth. Because God is here. He's promising all of us that they will be. You know what I mean? They will be shaken the fuck out the earth. Because of the wicked that they do with their hands. You know? So let's just all help by waking up and being aware of your own actions and your own, framework of how you think and what is right. Like how a person should be or whatever, you know what I mean? Because how, like I said, like, how do you think all the birds get fed? Do you think that they're worried about how they're going to eat or... No, they're not. Okay. So, it's like totally like full moon energy.
Can I come in?
Totally full moon energy right now.